When we created our basement ceiling, it ended up creating a special condition that we still need to address. And this can probably be best seen if we zoom in here and kind of look down at this from this view. And what we're looking at here is that this part right here is the floor and the structure for that floor up above. What we're looking at here is the ceiling. Now there is an issue, and the issue is that we have a pretty big gap between the floor and the ceiling right now, and that's going to need to get filled with some sort of object. And in this case, we're going to need to use a Revit wall object to fill this space between here and here. So let's begin. Down here in our ceiling plans, there's an option here for basement ceiling. Go ahead and double click on that. This is going to take us into our basement ceiling plan. And if I zoom in on this portion, we can see where the staircase is coming up. We can see the outline for the ceiling. But the thing is we're still going to need to put in some walls in there in order to be able to make up that difference. So when someone's walking down those stairs, they can't look over or look straight ahead and look right on through into this kind of dirty, dusty space with light fixtures coming down from it, and it just won't look very good. So we're going to try to close that up. We need to start off by drawing some walls up here. So I'm going to come up here to the wall command. Go ahead and pick off of this list the interior wall 4-inch. In reality, this could be built in a variety of different ways, but I'm just going to go with a standard 4-inch thick wall in this particular instance. Next, we need to be able to adjust the heights at which this wall is going to be sitting at. In this case, we're going to look at the base constraints. Now, the base constraint of being a basement ceiling is going to be just fine. For a base offset, we're going to need to adjust this. And in this case, we're going to adjust this to be 5/8 of an inch. That happens to be the thickness of the ceiling up above. And it's going to be essentially sitting right over the top of that ceiling, or maybe better yet, a better description would be that the ceiling is going to be hanging directly off of it. So next, we're going to come down to top constraint to make sure that that's okay. We want to make sure that that goes up to the first floor, and also set a top offset of -11 1/4 inch. If it isn't already set to that, go ahead and type in -11 1/4 inch, and we should be set to start drawing those walls in. Once that's done, come over here and pick the intersection of these two lines, this one here and this one here. That's where your ceiling is stopping. So click once and come down in this direction. Click where these points intersect. Come over in this direction. Now don't worry that you're not seeing the walls. They are getting drawn. They're just getting drawn on the other side of the ceiling object. And then come straight on up and click right up here. And then go ahead and escape on out. In case you're wondering, are they really there? All you have to do is move your cursor over the top of this, click on the ceiling, and then you can see those walls coming through the ceiling. I'll also point out, one of the advantages of having this ceiling in here is it's also hiding your beam structure that's supporting the floor up above. By doing this and placing these walls in, it makes it a lot nicer because you can start to clean up some of these areas where you'd be able to see into the guts of the building that usually aren't all that pretty.